This is Nightline.
Tonight, tech bro facelifts. The stay youthful secret no one's talking about in Silicon Valley.
If a guy gets a great result, he denies it to all of his guy friends. If a woman gets a great result, she tells all her girlfriends.
The growing trend among men of a certain age and bankroll.
It was expensive. This is not the place to save $1,000 or $5,000 or $10,000.
And one doctor's advice to our correspondent.
Your mother would not be happy with me.
Plus, wayward Waymos. Self-driving cars, once only a far-fetched futuristic dream in sci-fi movies like I, Robot.
How can I be of service, Detective Spooner?
Now rolling out on city streets, but not without hiccups.
What an idiot. Here comes a train.
Causing close calls.
Oh, get out, get out, get out.
On Chippy?
And becoming part of pop culture. Jimmy Kimmel pranking his aunt on late night TV.
Car's driving with no driver. What the hell is wrong with this town?
Why the company says they're still safer than driver-operated cars.
We go through great pains to make sure that we are as secure as possible.
Will you get into one? And remembering fashion icon Valentino, known for infusing his lives with luxury, wealth, and opulence, dressing stars from Joan Collins to Jackie Kennedy.
From ABC News headquarters in New York, this is Nightline.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Tonight, plastic surgery has long been women's not-so-secret weapon against aging. But now an uptick in men in certain fields investing in a little nip, tuck, or lift, hoping their more youthful appearance will give them a leg up on the competition. Here's Nightline's Ashin Singh.
Hey everybody, it's snowing, it's windy, it's
thank you
freezing.
for joining us. When Bravo's Andy Cohen recently co-hosted CNN's New Year's Eve show, some viewers took to social media to speculate that he might have had a bit of work done.
Everyone was trying to figure out why he looked so good, and apparently the comments were so loud that Andy Cohen himself took to threads and to acknowledge all of the conversation around his outside appearance.
Cohen responded that he did the smallest amount of Botox and lost 20 pounds, and had a lot of makeup on.
I've been doing stand-up. Is it like a hobby? I'm not about to quit my job and go on tour.
Bradley Cooper, who directed and acted as the off-kilter friend of Will Arnett in his This Thing On, recently addressed rumors that he had plastic surgery after filming on the Smartless podcast.
Everybody thinks that Bradley's had plastic surgery. Right. Everybody keeps saying that. I'm like, what people don't know is that he hasn't.
Right. That he hasn't.
Yeah, of course he hasn't.
No, I get like people, like some people came up to me the last couple weeks and they're like, oh, you look good.
Yeah, yeah.
Some high-profile men have spoken up about undergoing the knife. John Stamos, Howard Stern, even Simon Cowell all admitted in various publications that they've had cosmetic procedures.
Plastic surgery is not just something that we're attributing to women. Men are absolutely getting surgical procedures to enhance their outside appearance. I think men are finally, for the first time, really getting a small taste, and it truly is a small taste, of some of the scrutiny that I think women have been, held to with regards to what we look like.
Facelifts, neck lifts, eye lifts, mini facelifts. It's a growing trend among men of a certain age. According to data from the American Society of Plastic Surgeons, minimally invasive cosmetic procedures performed on men jumped 53% over the past decade. Youthful energy is in high demand in Silicon Valley. Tech investor Keith Raboy recalled advice to the art of hiring that he once got from PayPal founder Peter Thiel.
So the most important lesson I ever learned from Peter Thiel when I joined PayPal was you can't hire anybody over 30.
But plastic surgery is often not spoken about, at least amongst men.
There's probably still a stigma around it, but a lot more men are getting work done. And then telling that story of, I've just been working out and taking care of myself. I took some time off. Okay, dude, sure.
If a guy gets a great result, he denies it to all of his guy friends. If a woman gets a great result, she tells all her girlfriends.
Dr. Andrew Barnett is a San Francisco-based cosmetic surgeon who's been in the business for over 40 years. Barnett says the lockdown was an eye-opening moment for men.
A lot of people working on laptops. So we had a dramatic increase in awareness of, hey, I don't look so good.
San Francisco is the tech capital of the world.
Right.
How have you noticed that the tech industry has contributed to this mindset of needing to look better, especially for men?
They're aware of the fact that they have to remain competitive. It's not looking old that's the issue, it's the concern of you're looking irrelevant.
Even though there are laws that protect against treating people differently based on their age, we understand that there are probably more opportunities given to someone who looks younger typically. So I think mentally, that probably negatively affects many of those who are middle-aged or even older, and I think that's what leads people to doctors' offices.
Dr. Barnett's procedures for men include an eyelid lift that costs $15,000 to $20,000 and a full facial rejuvenation that can cost up to $80,000.
It's really weird being the same age as old people.
Dalton Fine lives and works in San Francisco's East Bay and is one of Dr. Barnett's patients.
At my advanced age, almost everyone seems younger. So I assume that everyone's younger than I am.
How old are you?
I miss being a boomer by a prayer. Okay? That's what I'll tell you. This is what passes for our theatrical lighting inventory.
Dalton owns a company that throws elaborate events for clients with deep pockets.
This, for example, is an event that we did in Sydney, next to the Opera House. So we're inside a tent here, and the Opera House is rising behind.
Oh my gosh, wow.
Many of those events are thrown for Silicon Valley tech companies.
The idea of youth and new perspectives is more relevant everywhere.
When did it first cross your mind that this, like, there's some things I want to change about myself?
The gateway drug was probably Botox. And that started, probably 20 years ago.
As the years passed, Dalton became more determined to fight the ravages of time.
Was there a watershed moment for you where you're like, I want to see this change in my face?
One word, the goozle. It was this. It was this, I was starting to get that turkey, if somebody caught my attention really fast like this, and I turned my head like this, I could feel this move.
So Dalton saw Dr. Barnett, who came highly recommended from a close friend.
I got a lower facelift, I got a neck lift, and he did a little bit of work on my upper eyes.
Dalton said he mostly recovered in a few weeks, in part thanks to new medications that help bruises heal faster.
How much did it actually end up bringing you up?
It was expensive. We're all looking for a bargain and value where we can find it. Not in this arena. This is not the place to save $1,000 or $5,000 or $10,000.
At the end of the day, I want patients to look better. I can't control everything else that's in their life. I can only control one thing, which is what their appearance is.
We're now in this world of comparing ourselves to these movie stars who have all the access, all the privilege, and some of them, many surgeries that have gotten them to look the way that they do, but are not sharing. And so it makes people question, well, what can I do to change myself or to improve my image?
I mustered up the courage to ask the doctor if he thought I could benefit from one of his procedures.
I walk into your office and I say, Dr. Barnett, I want to look better.
You're a very good looking guy. Your face gives you the illusion of being a little bit heavier. Problem is that you have extra fat in your face. So in your case, the only procedure I'd recommend would be what's called a buccal lipectomy, which involves removing a small amount of fat from the cheeks, and then over time you see a much more dramatic reshaping of the face. Again, you're a very good looking guy. You don't need to do anything. Your mother would not be happy with me.
So one of my sales tools.
Over a year after his surgery, Dalton has no regrets. He's happy to share his results with the world and hopes his story encourages other men to do the same.
If anybody's, have you had work? I'm like, yes, and? And I wouldn't give it up for anything. I mean, if it all starts to fall again, I would have no hesitation of doing it again.
Our thanks to Ashen, who we all agree here doesn't need any nips or tucks. Not yet, at least. Up next, self-driving cars, once only a sci-fi fantasy, now rolling out and all over some big cities. Are the rewards worth the risk? Welcome back. If you've been to LA, Phoenix, or one of several other cities recently, you've probably seen a Waymo. It's a taxi of sorts which drives itself, and its rollout hasn't been without mishaps. Is it still safer than a human-driven car? Here's ABC's Jacqueline Lee.
Self-driving cars once seemed like a far-fetched dream out of a sci-fi movie like I, Robot.
How can I be of service, Detective Spooner?
Or Demolition Man, that fantasized a world where one could FaceTime while the car did the work.
Have a peachy day, Lieutenant. Be well.
Be well. But now they're very much a reality, spotted on city streets all across the U.S., from San Francisco to Austin.
On Chippy?
Even becoming part of pop culture and late-night TV. Jimmy Kimmel putting his aunt into one for a harmless little prank.
Car's driver with no driver. What the hell is wrong with this town?
But this self-driving revolution, largely led by Google Alphabet's Waymo, has not been without its hiccups. From one vehicle finding itself in the direct path of an oncoming train in Phoenix.
Here comes the train. Oh, get out, get out, get out.
The passenger sent running to Los Angeles, where another car drove into the middle of an active LAPD scene. Officers with guns drawn on a suspect.
What the is that Waymo doing?
Also in LA, a Waymo car driving into a blocked street where first responders were working to put out a fire. And in San Francisco, a power outage left multiple Waymos stalled and confused at a four-way stop. And then there was Austin, Texas, where there were at least 19 incidents of Waymo vehicles passing stopped school buses while children crossed the road. The company issuing a voluntary software recall in December.
We need to make sure that we're following the rules of the road.
I sat down with the company's director of product management last month and asked him about what happened in Austin.
We've already analyzed the situation and implemented fixes so that such situations are much less likely to occur in the future.
So you're saying it will not happen again?
I don't think people should expect perfection. What's really important, though, is that we're learning from all the different scenarios that we encounter.
Amid a competitive field, from Jeff Bezos' Zoox to Elon Musk's Tesla robotaxi, Waymo appears to be at the top, operating more than 2,500 vehicles in at least 5 different cities. In some places, the self-driving cars are even cleared for use on the freeway. Nihalani says they're constantly learning from incidents and updating the car's AI system.
Couldn't someone argue, if it can't figure that out yet, why are you putting it out there when lives are at stake?
We've driven over 100 million miles on public roads, and we've demonstrated that we have an incredible safety record, one that is so safe that it's almost at a point where we believe it's irresponsible not to continue rolling this product out further.
And that rollout continues. Waymo testing operations in at least 20 additional cities, including New York City, London, and Tokyo. As someone who has never been inside an autonomous vehicle, Nihalani hailed my first.
Call a car on the app, and it shows up right at curbside to pick you up.
It's kind of like a ghost car, because there's no person.
Yeah.
As we get a look inside,
Clicking start ride.
Let's do it.
This is so crazy. I'm watching the wheel turn, and there's no human.
I notice instantly I don't have to interact with anyone or tip a driver. No small talk or awkward conversation, but the car is equipped with interior cameras and microphones.
The microphones are off?
That's right.
Unless you activate it.
That's right.
And the video cameras are on, but no one is watching it.
That's right. So you're not, our support team is not able to sort of proactively dial in.
Can someone hack into your system to be able to watch?
We go through great pains to make sure that we are as secure as possible.
Each year, 40,000 people die in car accidents. Waymo says their cars could help save lives.
The Waymo driver is always attentive. It's always able to see within, all around the car. The Waymo driver is never distracted, impaired, or tired, and it's always focused on the road around it.
Each car is equipped with 29 cameras and LiDAR sensing. The company says it has reduced the rates of accidents involving pedestrians by 12 times compared to when a human driver is behind the wheel.
What if there is a collision?
So the car is designed to detect when a collision occurs. It can pull over in compliance with the road rules, meaning it won't drive off. There's actually a workflow where it allows our emergency response team, of course, is going to dial in to speak to you to make sure that you're okay.
And when police do need to stop a Waymo, it can be a learning experience for both. These photos showing an officer pulling over a car, baffled to discover no one inside.
In the 2 years that Waymo has been operating in Los Angeles, how many incidents have officers encountered?
I think it's only been a few incidents, maybe less than a handful.
Waymo says it has been working with the Los Angeles Police Department to educate their officers on the cars.
Are there safety concerns among LAPD when it comes to Waymo operating in the city?
So far, no. Like I say, the officers have been provided with training. There's a 1-800 number that they could call.
For those commuting alongside a Waymo, they may notice what could be considered an overly cautious driving style. The company says it's reconfigured some vehicles to drive more aggressively, mimicking human behavior. But they're not always perfect. In San Francisco, where Waymo is headquartered, some community members are fighting to keep Waymos out of their neighborhood after a beloved cat, affectionately known as the mayor of 16th Street, was hit and killed by the autonomous vehicle last November.
What is your response to those members of the community who don't want you there?
As an example, we see over 175,000 cats and dogs in the cities that we operate in on a daily basis. And, while these events do happen rarely, and they are tragic, it's something that we use to improve the system.
At the fabled Peterson Automotive Museum,
So sort of built from the ground up.
we took a look back at the car's 17-year history, from its first prototype
We call this the Firefly, cute little name for a cute little car.
to present day.
This is the 6th generation Waymo driver.
Nihalani says the future of making roads safer is bright.
We don't have to accept this level of traffic deaths on the road.
And as Waymo continues to evolve, he says they will convince drivers of this too, one ride at a time.
Well, for now, I'm good with a Subway and a good old New York City yellow cab. That's just me. Our thanks to Jacqueline. When we come back, remembering fashion legend Valentino. And finally tonight, Valentino has died. The legendary fashion designer known for dressing Joan Collins in the 80s, designing Jackie Kennedy's dress for her wedding to Aristotle Onassis, and his signature red styles on display in the documentary Valentino, The Last Emperor.
I know what women want.
And what do they want?
They want to be beautiful.
His imprint on fashion so timeless, he'd even make a cameo alongside Meryl Streep in The Devil Wears Prada.
How are you? So glad to see you.
Valentino died in Rome. He was 93. Before we go tonight on this Martin Luther King Jr. Day, we are mindful of Dr. King's words during troubling times in March 1965. The arc of the moral universe is long, he said, but it bends towards justice. True then, true now. That's Nightline for this evening. Thanks for the company, America. Good night.